Hey everyone, how you doing today? It's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. As if you can't tell, I am stoked. I'm excited to do this bourbon challenge, reviews, comparison, whatever. This is Heaven Hill, bottled in bond. The 5 different well, you see 3 bottles, 5 glasses. So Evan Williams bottled in bond, JTS Brown bottled in bond, JW Dant bottled in bond are here residing in my whiskey den. Now, a friend of mine, Seth, who good friend of mine, very generous friend of mine as well. I texted him about an hour or so ago, hour and a half ago. I said, hey, you know that bottle of Heaven Hill bottled in bond that you had at your last get together I was at? Do you have any more? He said, well, he sent me a picture like he had like maybe half of this little shot available, but he opened up his second bottle and he bequeathed this amount to me. So there's that. And then I'm like, any off chance you got an open bottle of Henry McKenna bottled in bond? So he cracked open a bottle of the Henry McKenna bottled in bond and gave me a sampling of it. So that's what we are doing today. I don't know how I'm going to arrange all this. But let's do this, all right? So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to start with Evan Williams bottled in bond. This is about $20 here in Ohio. Decent value in a bottled in bond offering. JTS Brown bottled in bond. Not available here in Ohio, but I did see it in several spots on a recent road trip. Street price on this, I think, is about the $16 mark. One of my favorite bottled in bond offerings, especially at that price point. JW Dant, also not available here in Ohio. I think this is like 12 or 13 bucks. I got this bottle in Indiana on a recent road trip. So let's do this just so I can keep everything straight. Now, these 3, actually all 5 of these have the same mash bill. 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% malted barley. These 3 bourbons, do we still have them in the picture? I don't know because I can't see. Are all 4 years old. And in my opinion, they taste all different, but I have not tried them side by side yet. I did these 2 in a previous video and they tasted very different to me. But all of them are 4 years old. All of them are bottled in bond. The Heaven Hill white label bottled in bond that Seth bequeathed to me. Now, he didn't totally bequeath it. I gave him the rest of, well, this is a replacement bottle. I had an open bottle of Johnny Drum 101. It had about that much left in it. So I said, yeah, you're being generous. I'll be generous as well. This one is aged, according to the bottle, 7 years. Yep, this bourbon is 7 years old. Same mash bill. Henry McKenna, again, same mash bill. According to the bottle, it's aged 10 years. And I believe the Henry McKenna and the Heaven Hill are around the $50 to $60 mark. I have not seen this here in Ohio. I have seen the Henry McKenna bottled in bond here in Ohio. So, what are we going to find? I feel like I'm kind of crowding everything here. And this isn't the Henry McKenna. I mean, it's not a real bottle, but you know what? He actually, did I say this already? He cracked open a brand new bottle of this to give me a little bit more in the bottle. And he cracked open a brand new bottle of Henry McKenna. So again, thank you to my buddy Seth, one of the fellers. So anyway, now color wise, they all look about the same. About the same coloring. The Heaven Hill's a little darker, but about the same as a 10-year. So let's see what we got. Evan Williams smells okay. Sweet and spicy. To me, it's got a little bit of a honey spice flavor. It's a little hot. It has been sitting for a while. But obviously I haven't really had any since my first video review, or 2 reviews. Whatevs. It's all right. It's okay. $20 bottled and bond. Getting a little bit of that malted barley hit on it. It's okay. A little step above regular Evan Williams, which is a decent bottom shelfer. If you want something that's 100 proof, bottled and bond, that you're going to mix with something or have on the rocks, I mean, Evan Williams bottled and bond will do the job. It's all right. But the JTS Brown bottled and bond, for a few bucks cheaper, which you might pass on these two, because you'd recognize the Evan Williams name more so than these, and you'd think for about $5 more, it's a better pour. But JTS Brown, oh man, wow, sweet, nice and sweet up at the front. That's what I like in a bourbon, is some sweetness, but not like candy sweet. It's got a nice like honey sweet, caramelly sweetness, more than the Evan Williams has. Smooth. Nice. More subdued. Like with the Evan Williams, I had that malt barley hit. I still get it with the JTS Brown, but it's more subdued. It's nicer. JW Dant I picked up in Indiana on my recent road trip going out west. Did a review on it and was very impressed with it as well. I like that too. Although so far the JTS Brown, a little bit smoother, a little bit nicer. But they have different tastes, which is odd. I'm going to cleanse my palate for a minute, and we're going to continue cleansing palate. I had to go to get some water. All right. Palate has been suitably cleansed. So, okay. So far, if you're keeping score, Evan Williams is decent. It's kind of a toss-up between the JTS Brown and the JW Dant. They both have slightly different flavor profiles. Both are I like both of them. Nice pours. Now the Heaven Hill, let's see. I did try the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond at Seth's. Like I said a few months ago, he had a bunch of us over. Again, generous. He and his wife, very generous. Um, but is it $60 worth? Let's see. Mm. Wow. Very smooth. Very nice. Um, the do this again. Where's my water? These two have a little bit of that heat. The Heaven Hill brand bottled and bond, that heat is very subdued. It's a bit more elegant. A bit more mellow. But would I go out and spend the extra money just to get that? Whereas I do feel it's similar enough to the JW Dant and the JTS Brown. Ah, man, this is a difficult one. And then the Henry McKenna. Now, I've had the Henry McKenna 80 proof, wasn't thrilled with it. Very cheap bourbon. Yeah, just a bottom shelfer, and that's $15. I've heard that this Henry McKenna is light years different. Let's see. You know, so interesting because they taste so similar to each other. I, you know, let me put this back in here. I'm good. The Evan Williams is just, it's the bottom of the lot. The JW Brown, JTS Brown, JW Brown, JW Dan, we'll call it JW Brown. Um, JTS Brown and JW Dan do have a younger taste to it, a little bit more harsh. Um, See, I'm at a loss. The more expensive offerings are a bit more mellow. And I would say the sweet spot for me would be this Heaven Hill bottled in bond. The Henry McKenna is very smooth and nice, but if you're looking for a great Kentucky bottled and bond bourbon, I would probably go with the Heaven Hill bottled and bond, smooth and elegant. If you can't find it or can't afford it, go with either JTS Brown or JW Dant. They will not disappoint you. And to be honest, if I never tried these other two, I would probably be very satisfied with either one of these selections. Um, this is something I can't find, which is fine. Henry McKenna, I've seen. Take another little taste of it because I can. Another little sip of this. Because, it's hard. It's hard when you're trying 5 different bourbons at the same time, even though you're cleansing your palate. sweeter, a little more tobacco-y-ish, a little more elegant. I feel like the Henry McKenna brand Bottled and Bond is a little bit over the top. It's dang smooth, dang sweet, dang me, put me in a barrel and hang me. I'm going to go with the Henry McKenna. This is really good. This is the bet. This is the best of the lot. The Henry, no, that's Weller 12. What do I do with it? There it is. Henry McKenna. If I see this, I will definitely pick up a bottle to put on my shelf. It's really nice. Truthfully, if I see either one, I'll probably pick up the bottle to put on my shelf. Out of all of them, I will say, you know what? I'm going to go with my final answer. Henry McKenna, then the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. It's a tie between JTS Brown and JW Dant for the third spot. And in last place is Evan Williams Bottled and Bond because it's cheap. So anyway, there you go. Why am I going with the Henry McKenna? It's really smooth. It's got a nice flavor profile. It's just an enjoyable bourbon. At a 10-year Bottled and Bond expression, it is really nice. It does go tie closely with the Heaven Hill White Label Bottled and Bond, which is a nice pour. And I like the bottle too. It's really cool. Yeah, and then that's smoother than these two, but these are nothing to be ashamed of. I like both of these. Evan Williams, we can just do away with. All right. So anyway, there you go. I hope it makes sense. It kind of does in my head, but not always does what's in my head come out of my mouth. So, yeah, that's my ranking. Least favorite, tied for second. Third place, Henry McKenna is the winner overall. So there you go. Until next time, it's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. I hope your next pour is your best pour. We'll catch you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hey everyone, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe so you can be notified of future videos as they drop. Thanks for watching.